Now we have a hazmat incident where there's fuel and oil leaking from the boat.
The oil leak will be contained with these booms, and the boat launch closed until a cleanup company comes in the morning to take care of the spill. And Travis, trying to deal with a difficult situation, says you'll see him on smaller boats from now on. In Swanton, Abby Isaacs, NBC5 News.
Learning new details tonight about the terms of a settlement in the battle over the Burlington Town Center redevelopment project. Burlington's Mayor Murrow Weinberger says Devin Wood, the project's developer, reached an agreement with those opposing it. Now the City Council will review it and complete the final development agreement with developer Don Senex. A joint statement between the Burlington Town Center and those against it outline the agreement terms, including the town center providing additional parking for 200 cars, and any future development of the site owned by the developer will not go higher than 10 stories. The mayor says it's a great step forward for Burlington. A case of the mumps has been confirmed at Dartmouth College. The New Hampshire Department of Health confirmed one student had it. They are in an isolated area on campus. College officials say they're working with state health workers to test other students for symptoms that include fever, headache or muscle aches, tiredness, loss of appetite, and even swollen glands.
Let's turn to First Alert weather. A beautiful Wednesday across our region, NBC5. Chief Meteorologist Tom Messner is in the Weather Center tonight. Tom, how is Thursday looking?
Brian, how do you go forward from today and yesterday,
right,
for that matter? You know what I mean? Wow, what a fourth, what a fifth. It's not going to be bad tomorrow. It's just all in comparison. We'll find more clouds around, and I think a pretty good chance for the odd shower, although when you kind of add it all up here, most of us will not see any rain. How about the high temperatures today, huh? Well into the 80s for many of us, almost mid-80s in Burlington. I mean, we did see 84. 79 Newport, also in Saranac Lake. Otherwise, everybody was in the 80s. This is where we are right now. As you know, the humidity levels have been low, making all the difference in the world. Temperatures mainly in the 60s and 70s, but a little bit colder right now at Saranac Lake, where it is just 55 degrees. Temperature trend, let's take you through the overnight. Gets a little bit cooler, not a lot cooler anyway. So first thing tomorrow morning, say it's 6 o'clock, mid 60s, then we start to step it up, and even by noontime, we're pushing 80 degrees in a lot of places. Now, I mentioned a couple of raindrops. We'll key in on what that's all about, let you know why Friday and Saturday look even wetter. First Alert weather is coming up.
The heavy rain on Saturday tested a major flood prevention project in the city of Barre. The city put the plans in place after floods 2 years ago. And as NBC5's Jennifer Sheehan reports, what they did seems to be working.
A brook that looked like a rushing river on Saturday has returned to normal.
As soon as the rain stopped around 5 or 5:30 on Saturday, it started to recede and has continued to do so.
The $1 million flood prevention project showed that even though it is only halfway done, it is a success for the city of Barre.
I think the performance on Saturday was, I think, helpful and reassuring to folks that maybe this is a step in the right direction. So I've had nothing but positive feedback.
The rising waters were a major threat on Saturday that almost led to the emergency demolition of 3 homes the city had to buy in order to expand the floodplain. As
we speak today, I'm hopeful to sign the contract today with the contractor for the demolition of those houses. There will probably be a couple-week period while he acquires the necessary asbestos abatement permits.
City Manager Steve McKenzie says the homes will be coming down in the next few weeks.
The intent is to allow the stream to go to a natural floodplain as opposed to being constrained within channels, and so it gives it a little bit of a chance to spread out.
When the project is complete, not only will residents have a new green space in the neighborhood, but assurance that major flooding is less likely.
We always hate to demolish houses and lose part of the fabric of the community or the neighborhood, but we think this will help avoid flooding in many more instances where there otherwise might have been flooding without the project.
In the city of Barre, Jennifer Sheehan, NBC5 News.
Quite the scene on the Pemigewasset River in Thornton, New Hampshire. Dangerous river conditions from all the rain leading to a rescue. A group of 10 campers got separated from their group while kayaking. One girl hit debris and was trapped on a rock. A fire chief was nearby, heard the screams, and got the girl to safety. This is the second time this week kayakers have been rescued from the island. Everyone's doing just fine tonight.
For the first time in days, the Vermonter Amtrak train was able to complete its entire route, including its stop in White River Junction. Last weekend's intense rain damaged the tracks in several places along a 4-mile stretch. Crews completed the repairs to allow for this evening's stop. Passengers have had to ride buses to complete their travels as far north as St. Albans. Amtrak officials say the Vermonter will remain on the schedule for the rest of this week.
Congresswoman Elise Stefanik was at Norsk Titanium in Plattsburgh today to make a big announcement. The Congresswoman announcing the potential for Norsk to manufacture aerospace parts for the federal government. Stefanik and the company's CEO say the opportunity to partner with the federal government is really exciting.
This is one step in a multi-year process for the Department of Defense to recognize the importance of companies like Norsk.
It should be a win-win-win for everyone. It should be a win for the warfighter. It should be a win for the American taxpayer. It should be a win for Norsk Titanium in Plattsburgh.
Norsk hopes to break ground on its permanent facility in Plattsburgh, installing 9 machines and hiring 100 people by the end of the year.
The United States and Russia responding following an intercontinental ballistic missile launch.
Developments, the latest ones tonight, are coming up.
Well, looking pretty good out there tonight. Temperatures, we can handle this, but what about the next couple of days? First alert weather. It's on the way for you here.
Highlights from the Plattsburgh Redbirds and Vermont Mountaineers for you tonight, and we also let you know why UVM men's basketball is already going to the Sweet 16. I'll explain on the Sports Desk.
You're watching NBC5 News at 11 with Stephanie Gorin, Brian Colleran, First Alert meteorologist Tom Messner, and Ken Drake with sports.
New York Governor Andrew Cuomo has ordered flags to be flown at half staff at all state government buildings. It follows this morning's fatal shooting of this New York City police officer. Officer Mio Sotis Familia was a 12-year veteran and mother of 3. She was shot in the head while on duty in a command center vehicle, and police were able to track down the shooter, shooting him and killing him after he pointed a gun at officers. U.S. officials have concluded that North Korea's latest missile launch was indeed an intercontinental ballistic missile, the kind of missile capable of reaching the United States. NBC's Janice Mackey-Freyer reports from Seoul, South Korea.
Tonight, new pictures of what North Korea claims is its first intercontinental ballistic missile, which could strike the United States. The U.S. calling it a new global threat in an emergency meeting today of the UN Security Council.
Time is short. Action is required. The world is on notice.
There was new taunting, too. Kim Jong-un said the missile test was meant to slap the American bastards in their face, that it was a 4th of July gift package for the Yankees, and the showdown with the U.S. had reached its final phase. U.S. and South Korean forces here fired back with a military drill. Precision strike missiles meant to show they're prepared for war. Tonight, the Pentagon revealing new details on the North Korean test, confirming the missile has not been seen before and withstood re-entry to the atmosphere, a key technical hurdle the North Koreans had been trying to master. This latest test, also a dangerous boost to the confidence of Kim Jong-un, who's dramatically increasing the number of missile tests after an all-time high last year.
While crisis is nothing new to South Korea, there is a fresh sense of urgency here. The new president, who met recently with President Trump in Washington, and North Korea at the top of the agenda, says that statements now are not enough. Now back to you.
President Trump and the First Lady arrived in Warsaw, Poland earlier today ahead of the G20 summit in Germany. Tomorrow, the president will meet with Poland's president and give a speech to the Polish people. After that, Mr. Trump travels to Hamburg, Germany for the G20 summit. Friday, the president is scheduled to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin.
The fire station in Essex, Vermont has a new member.
A super cute 15-week-old puppy, now the unofficial station dog. Firefighter Mia Kulasic adopted the rescue pup over the weekend. She then posted a photo on Facebook asking for suggestions on what to name the dog, and the rest is history.
It blew up. I mean, people from all over were just commenting different names. We said, you know, fire-related names. So there was Smokey and Ash and Ember and Cinder and Siren. So definitely names I didn't even think of.
And you went with?
We went with Hallie, short for Halligan.
A Halligan tool is standard equipment firefighters use to get into burning buildings. Mia says Hallie will stand watch at the fire station when she's out on a call.
Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Tom Messner.
Well, very nice night tonight. We've got mainly clear skies that are just beginning to change a little bit because we're finding a few clouds around, even the outside chance for a shower by first thing tomorrow morning, but the likelihood is certainly not very good on that front. Hey, 73 degrees out there still, and the relative humidity is relatively low for sure. That's such a huge difference from what we had a few days ago. You know, it feels good. 51%, that's where it is at right now. These are your current temperatures around the region. 63 right now, St. Johnsbury doing a 63 as you head on over toward, say, Montpelier. 69, Middlebury, 69, Plattsburgh. A little bit cooler right now, Saranac Lake, where we're looking at double nickels. Now, temperatures, not bad tomorrow. 84 degrees, so unseasonably warm, very similar to what today was all about. I think on the whole, we find a few more clouds around. Temperatures go down to 82 on Friday, more clouds that day after a breezy day at 84, and then it gets quite a bit cooler come Saturday, mid-70s. Temperatures then start to go up after that. By the way, right now it looks like Sunday is going to be the brighter of the two weekend days because Saturday a little bit shaky with some, I think, rain around. So Storm Tracker currently not showing much in the way of clouds. There's certainly no rain out there, but want to widen out, show you a couple of things. We'll take you back to the Great Lakes. We've got an associated cold front with some rain showers and probably some rumbles of thunder out there too. This is going to affect us as it gets a little bit closer. The other thing going on, we've got low pressure to the south, just kind of bowing to the north a little bit. You can see some showers have come into the Buffalo area, maybe just to the east of there right now, and that system also is going to affect us probably more in the short term as compared to the cold front that's out west. So how does tomorrow go? Well, maybe a shower because of the system south of us. First thing tomorrow morning, mix of sun and clouds into noontime. Little breezier tomorrow. Could be looking at wind gusts 25, 30 miles an hour and maybe a couple of scattered afternoon showers. But when you look at the whole picture here, most of us will stay dry. This is Futurecast. Take you right through the overnight. We've got clouds and a few more of them first thing tomorrow morning. Outside chance for a shower. Otherwise, a mix of sun and clouds. More clouds later in the day. And again, the chance for the odd rain shower here and there. Tomorrow evening, relatively quiet through the overnight. But on Friday, I think things are going to change as we've got that front getting closer. Showers, probably some thunderstorms, especially as we get into the afternoon. Mainly clear for a while tonight. More clouds late. Maybe even a shower. 64 degrees for a low. Here comes your tomorrow. Partly sunny. The chance for an afternoon shower for a particular location because a few scattered showers around. Temperatures 70s and 80s, like 84 degrees as you head into Burlington. 5-day forecast. We're going to take that 84. We're going to subtract a couple. On Friday, more clouds around, better chance for thunderstorms that day and into Saturday too when it gets cooler, 75 on that day. Sunday, the brighter of the two weekend days, 78, then increasing sunshine Monday. Not bad later in the day, partly sunny Tuesday, Wednesday. Highs those days in the 70s.
All right, we'll take it. Thank you, Tom.
Okay.
Ken's back. Ken's ready to buy some lights for Chip Cummings Field.
Well, I think someone should. Maybe the Plattsburgh Redbirds should be the ones doing it because they would still be using them possibly. Because after today's game got off to a slow start and had lots of runs, well, they would still be playing. I'll tell you why, coming up on the Sports Desk.
Good evening, I'm John Schnur. Welcome to Live Lotto and Take 5 drawings for Wednesday, July 5th, being observed by KPMG. The lotto numbers to win a share jackpot of $2 million are 54, 18, 21, 30, 56, 19, and bonus number 50. Now for tonight's Take 5 drawing. Friday's Mega Millions jackpot is $186 million. Tonight's winning Take 5 numbers are 13, 18, 23, 15, and 17. Thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful night.
Linden State 2017 grad Jeff Williams has recently joined the Old Orchard Beach Surge of the Empire Professional Baseball League. The pitcher performed well in his pro debut, pitching 6 innings, striking out 4. Williams had 11 appearances for the Hornets, earning 5 wins and struck out 51 this past season for Linden. Williams and his new team in Plattsburgh to take on the Redbirds, who had won 9 in a row, so it's safe to say they're playing pretty well right now. Top 2, 1-0 Old Orchard Beach. Bases loaded walk. Kevin Putnam then adds to the lead, drives the pitch into right field. 2 RBI hit, which was far and few between in this one. That was the hits, of course. The runs would actually still keep coming regardless. Bottom of the third, 3-0. Johnny Cole puts the ball in play, and good things happen for the Redbirds. Christian Nazario Cruz cruises in for the first run. Then a wild pitch is going to help the Birds score on their next play. Kenneth Collins flying home from third. Plattsburgh within a run at 3-2. Neither of those were actually hits. And the runs would still keep coming. Bases loaded walk. That ties the game. Bases loaded hit by pitch, and the Redbirds have their first lead of the game, 4-3. Then another ball getting away. Raul Saul was on third. He scores. That makes it a 5-3 lead, all without really even needing to swing the bat, which is how the next run does score. Ball sent down to third. It's knocked down but not handled. A 6-run Plattsburgh inning erases a 3-run deficit. They're now up by that margin. 4th inning, Matt Taylor at the plate. He gets a piece of it, drives the offering into the right field sky. It's caught, but the runner is not. Another run home without an actual hit. The game was moving at a slow pace even without the hits. The Surge come back to tie the game late, 10-10, and that's what they still are. No lights, so the game will resume in the 10th inning tomorrow, starting at 3:30. To the state capital of Vermont now, Mountaineers hosting New Bedford at Montpelier Rec Field. Pick things up in the bottom of the second. Mountaineers strike first. Brent Malm rips it down the left field line. 2 runs will score, 2-0 Vermont. A couple batters later, it's Bryce Aldridge at the plate. He slaps a base hit through the right field. That drives in Malm, and the Mountaineers now had a 3-0 cushion. Top 4, back come the Bay Sox as the ball is going to be ripped over Nick Ward's head for a base hit. New Bedford gets themselves on the board 3-1. Later, Jordan Fucci goes opposite field, base hit. Another run is in, and the Mountaineers lead is now down to 1 at 3-2. Vermont had a response in the bottom of the 5th. Jesse Fortstell, base hit up the middle. That brings home Michael Hartnagel. Mountaineers go back up by 2. They hang on to win 5-4 for their 3rd straight win overall.